What does a typical day look like for you?
So I have been a doctor for, gosh, I forgot now, 24 years, 25 years. And my job is to work with people who look after those who live with diabetes. And the other job is to see people who come to the health center. And also I go to a lot of meetings. For example, last week I met with all the doctors, nurses and dietitians who work with families and children with diabetes. And I met with people who work in health centers across my area, who also look after people with diabetes. And then I go home and I spend time with my children. It's my turn. Do you have diabetes? How long have you had diabetes?
3.5 years.
3.5 years. So what happened when you had diabetes? But you said you can't remember because you were only 3?
What happened to my body? Because my pancreas was broke, so my pancreas will work through a wire, and now everybody calls me a robot.
They call you what?
A robot.
A robot. So what happened when your sugar levels go very high or they go very low? What do you think that will do to your body now and in the future?
Go crazy.
Go crazy? Is that what happens when you're high?
Yeah.
You go crazy?
And angry. A little bit.
He goes angry. So how do you know your brother's sugar levels are going low?
When he has a headache or when he's grumpy.
Do you tell your friends you have got diabetes?
Yeah.
And what do you say to them?
I have diabetes, my pancreas is broke.
Do they know what the pancreas is?
No, you only learn it in year 3.
But you do know what the pancreas is?
Yeah, I'm in year 4 now.
You're in year 4 now?
Yeah. Okay. How do you know or find out what people like me need?
The way I try to find out a lot of information is I'm on Twitter. Do you know what Twitter is?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? You know what Twitter
is.
Yeah,
it's in that thing where I had the bird on.
Yes, that's right, that's the one. Yes, I'm on Twitter, so I read a lot about what people tweet about diabetes. I also speak to parents with children with type 1 diabetes. I give my email whenever I go and meet with them and said if you have any problems, contact me, or I give them my mobile number. So I speak to them. That's how I do it. Do you think it's good?
Yeah.
Do you think I could do anything different?
No.
No? When you go and see your doctor, do you think the hospital is a very scary place or it's a friendly place?
Friendly.
It's a friendly place. You know the doctors and the nurses who look after you now?
Yeah.
Yeah? Do you like going there?
Not really.
Not really.
With our hospital, we do have a very close relationship to our nurses, and I can ring them anytime. They're very helpful. But I've come to the point now where I don't really use their advice because the research that I've done myself has got me better blood sugar results.
So do you think they respect that decision, the decision that you've taken?
I think some of them do, yes. I've got one nurse that'll say to me, you live with him, he's your son, you know best. And I've got the other nurse like, oh, we can't really say that that's okay.
If you had those healthcare professionals here in the room, what would be the main message that you will convey to them?
The basic thing for me is that they don't live with diabetes, and so I feel like, I know that it's probably not possible, but I feel like there should be somebody that has such in-depth pump knowledge and somebody that has the personal experience would be the best to pass on the information, really.
How do you decide who gets what in your job, and how do you feel when you can't give them what they need?
Let's say you're given a pot of money, yeah, and they said, this pot of money is for people with diabetes, asthma, epilepsy, and all sorts of different health problems. And you have to be given an equal share of the money. In my area, unfortunately, we have got a lot of diabetes, so the decision is driven by demand. As much as we can, we try to provide for other people, so although not everybody might get what they want, a lot of people are getting that treatment or that care.
We self-fund the Dexcom, which I wouldn't go back from anyway. You know, I was told by the nurses that we could have funding, and then they said, actually, you can't have funding, and it's gone against you that you're paying for it yourself, because they think, well, she's already paying for it herself, even though it's a massive struggle, because I had to give up work because of him when he was diagnosed. It's hard who gets it and who doesn't.
When I started working in management, I realized how tough it was then to make those decisions. I'm sitting on both sides of the fence sometimes. All the time, I say.
What's your proudest achievement?
I first met the people who look after children with diabetes in my area. They had 124 children under their care, and they only had one nurse and one doctor looking after all those children in the hospital and in the schools. So they worked with me for 6 months. We put a plan together. They got another nurse and another doctor, and they got more dietitians, and they got more psychologists to work in the service. And that made me very happy.
And you helped a lot of people.
And we help a lot of people, not just me, them as well. And that, I must say, is one of my proudest achievements.
What was your vision when you started working in diabetes, and how has it changed?
I basically have had the opportunity to meet amazing healthcare professionals. I don't know what my expectations were of the job until I basically got into it. It's been the best job I've ever done in the NHS. I've been working for the NHS for 24 years, and I hope to continue to be able to do this for a few more years.